Hello everybody, my name is Griffin, talking to you guys from Rishi Outpost, and today I will be discussing the short story collection Star Wars: The Clone Wars, Stories of Light and Dark. For anyone who might not know, this book adapts 10 different arcs or episodes from the Clone Wars TV series and puts them into relatively short print stories and added one original story at the end. To dive right into my thoughts on this one, I found the book to be pretty disappointing. Maybe I set my expectations too high for these stories since they're more Clone Wars related content, but I really do think the book was a huge missed opportunity. The problem with the book is the adaptations really don't add much context or significance to these episodes, which we are already familiar with. And that's unfortunate because adaptations can add so much to a story. New scenes, additional dialogue, and quick explanations for aspects of the film that are unintentionally ambiguous can all make adaptations worth reading. And book adaptations of anything on film can be particularly interesting because they dive into the characters' thoughts in ways that TV and film cannot. Unfortunately, this book does very little of that. Most of the book is line after line of describing what happens in the episodes without adding any new details. We rarely get into the characters' heads. Even when the story is literally written as one of the characters recounting what happened, they just say exactly what we see in the episode without even interjecting their thoughts or anything else that we didn't already know if we've seen the show. We basically never get new context for anything. It really does feel like a waste of a book in a lot of ways. The one exception to this was in the story Kenobi's Shadow, which adapts the season 5 episode where Obi-Wan goes to Mandalore to help Duchess Satine against Maul. I actually really enjoyed this one. It adds a couple of new scenes that aren't in the episode, and it dives deep into Obi-Wan's head and has some really emotional moments because of it. We get to see how Anakin wanted to come with Obi-Wan and how Kenobi convinced him to let him go alone. And we even get to know what Obi-Wan was thinking about when he watched Maul kill Satine. It's really dark and intense beyond even what's portrayed in the episode, and it was really cool to read. If all the stories had been like this one, I would have nothing but praise for this book. The problem is there are 10 arcs retold in this book, and only one of them was worth reading. And there were other great arcs from the show that are adapted here, such as the Ambara arc, but practically nothing is added to them. With a little more planning, they totally could have added more emotional weight to that arc by getting into the clones' thoughts, and there's so much room to add conversations between scenes in that arc. This and other stories in here just felt like they had so much untapped potential. I hate to say this, but it almost comes off as Lucasfilm just wanted to cash in on the publishing front by writing off of the excitement from the final season of Clone Wars this year, without actually adding something meaningful in order to justify the existence of the book. Even the new story at the end of the book was pretty forgettable, unfortunately. I was holding out hope throughout, trudging through, that at least the last story would add something new since it was an original, but it wasn't that interesting. It just shows us how this one kid worked at a hotel on an obscure planet and then met a Night Sister, and they set off looking for other Night Sisters, who we already know are out there thanks to the game Jedi Fallen Order. So this addition to the book really didn't do that much for me either. Overall, I can't really recommend this book, and that gives me no pleasure to say that. I'm the biggest fan of the Clone Wars, the show, and the era, and I didn't even really find this that enjoyable. If you can get it free somewhere, like an Audible free trial, then the Obi-Wan story is pretty cool to check out, but it definitely doesn't justify buying the book. Well, that's all I have for you guys this time. If you've read this book, let us know what you thought about it in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Star Wars content every week. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.